Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. Ever catch yourself completely glued to one of those massively popular AI videos and think, okay, how exactly did they design this to keep me so hooked? Well, today we're deconstructing something absolutely fascinating. We're looking at a very specific, highly engineered blueprint used by top content strategists to manufacture virality, especially when targeting freelancers and students who are on the hunt for quick income and time-saving hacks. We're going to unpack this whole strategy so you can see exactly how the sausage is made. And it all kicks off right here with the title 10 AI Tricks That Feel Illegal to Know. The strategist actually mandates this highly clickable title because it instantly creates this massive curiosity gap, right? It promises insider knowledge that feels almost, rebellious. It specifically promises secrets on how to make money or just save huge amounts of time on your daily tasks. It combines a quantifiable list with that irresistible edge of rebellion. It's literally the fundamental bait that makes this entire strategy work. But look, a killer title means absolutely nothing if people don't actually stick around, right? And that brings us to the strict overarching constraint of this whole project. The blueprint mandates a target presentation length of precisely 8 to 10 minutes. No more, no less. It can't be 3 minutes, and it definitely can't be 20. That 8-minute mark, that's the golden zone for modern content. It's long enough to provide substantial value, but short enough that viewers feel like, hey, I can easily watch this during a quick break. So every single element we're about to cover has to be ruthlessly compressed to fit inside that super tight window. All right, let's dive into section 1, the 10-second hook, making a bold entrance. So, the framework demands that within the very first 10 seconds, literally the first 10 seconds, the host makes a bold, surprising claim about AI's hidden power. You don't introduce yourself, you don't give a long preamble, none of that. You just hit the audience with a shocking statement right out of the gate to validate their click. It establishes the stakes immediately. It basically says, if you leave now, you're missing out on a massive hidden advantage. Moving on to section 2, escalating the tricks and building momentum. Now, the source dictates that you have to walk through these 10 tricks in a very specific order of increasing impact. At minute 1, you start off with something highly practical and useful, just good, solid advice. Then, by minute 5, you escalate. You start showing striking visual before and after comparisons of workflows. And then, by minute 9, the climax of the whole presentation, you deliver the mind-blowing stuff, real-world success stories of people making actual money with these tools. This steady progression ensures the viewer is constantly on the edge of their seat, anticipating what on earth the next trick is going to be. Next up is section 3, the 45-second segment formula, or the microstructure. Here's where it gets intense. The absolute pacing limit for every single trick segment is under 45 seconds. Think about how incredibly fast that is. You have less than a minute to introduce a complex AI tool, explain it, and prove its worth. If you start rambling or, go off on some tangent, you completely break the blueprint and risk losing the viewer right then and there. So how do you actually pull that off in 45 seconds? Well, the source relies on a super strict micro formula. Step 1, give a punchy one-line summary. Step 2, explain exactly why it matters. And step 3, provide a quick, real-world example. And you do this while mixing in step-by-step instructions for beginners, plus a little dash of light humor to keep it entertaining. Summary, significance, example. Boom, on to the next trick. It creates this incredibly addictive, fast-paced rhythm. Which brings us to section 4, mastering the tone, the delivery secrets. The mandated persona for the host is explicitly outlined in our source. You've got to use a confident, fast-paced rhythm. But here is the real secret sauce. You must also project a slightly mysterious vibe. The directive literally says to speak like someone revealing insider secrets. So you are to some teacher giving a dry lecture, you're the hacker friend leaning across the table at a coffee shop, whispering the cheat codes to the universe. This specific tone makes the audience feel privileged, like they're suddenly part of an exclusive club getting classified information. And to maintain that high level of engagement, the strategist explicitly requires simple, relatable language, absolutely no technical jargon allowed. However, they also mandate that you've got to clearly state the potential risks and ethical aspects of these tools right alongside professional recommendations on which ones to actually choose. The real trick here is to make advanced technology and its responsible use feel as simple and accessible as operating a toaster, because at the end of the day, accessibility always wins over complexity. Finally, section 5, the ultimate call to action, sticking the landing. When you get to the end, you definitely don't do a long, boring summary of all 10 items. Nobody wants that. Instead, you hammer home a strong call to action based entirely on the single most mind-blowing secret from the list. The blueprint also mandates ending with a rapid-fire FAQ section to clear up any complex moments, and then directing viewers to useful links for self-study. You're focusing all of their attention on their next steps, so you leave them energized, completely focused, and ready to level up. Which brings us to the end of our breakdown, and honestly, leaves us with a pretty provocative thought. We've just exposed the exact blueprint used to capture your attention and hold it hostage for 10 minutes. The structure, the pacing, that mysterious tone, it's all calculated architecture. So I have to ask, now that you possess this insider secret, what happens when you apply this exact, highly engineered viral formula to your own knowledge? Think about it, because the real trick isn't just knowing the formula, it's actually using it. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.